I don't like that his watch matches belt. You can't come in looking sharp like that and then wear an Apple Watch like that.
Yeah, the band threw it off of me. Like the man is wearing cufflinks, look like he has his name on his sleeves too, and he has that Apple Watch. I'm not a fan of that. I disagree with his watch.
So, what I love about wrestling is the level of money that we have involved in it. So MJF had a custom suit with his initials all over the suit, which he said cost more than most people's houses. Which, if I look it up, the average house is about $400 grand, $500 grand in America. That suit couldn't have been that much. Just saying.
What average are you talking about? I think in America the average home is about 200.
In America, man,
Yeah, in America.
I didn't look it up. It's at 200 grand. I can buy a house. Shit.
Well, you just can't live in California.
Oh well, yeah. I don't want to do that. We don't want to end up in like Delaware. Ugh.
What's wrong with Delaware?
Has anything ever happened in Delaware? Has anything ever happened in Delaware?
Welcome everyone to the Untitled Manny and Marcus show. The premise of Eric inviting himself onto this show today was specifically that he would keep his comments short. He's already derailed the show, so he's on strike one. He's on strike one. 3 strikes, you out, sir.
That was Marcus.
What are you talking about? I think we were all on topic of talking about clothes and wealth. There was no derailment this
like
time.
Levi. That's all he wants to do.
Manny wants to treat all black people like Levi.
Clearly, he wants to keep us in our place since we're adverse to his nation now. We're a threat.
Yeah. He's done with these DUI podcasts. DEI podcasts.
Hey, Marcus,
You're
right.
Both qualify.
400 grand. You're right. It's not 400 grand.
I know I was close.
But you can get a home in Mississippi for $257.
Hey, but who wants to mean MISSIPPIPPI? You don't know if I spelled it right or not.
I don't
Nope.
care.
Well, Marcus is hosting today.
Oh, Mark. Okay.
Well, good evening, everybody.
I was looking at Manny for the host, but I'm looking at Marcus to lead me. Lead me, Captain.
Well, I shall lead you astray. First of all, we have very little news today, as always. Slow news day. But according to Fightful 2 days ago, New Japan is in renegotiation of people's contracts because their contract expired. There is Zack Sabre Jr. Yeah, they let him expire. Zack Sabre Jr., Gabe Kidd, and David Finlay are the 3 most notable people who they let expire. Manny, in the short fashion, because I don't want you to die from tooth pain, and that's an embarrassing death, by the way. Are you picking up any of these guys?
Zack Sabre Jr. wouldn't want to go back to WWE anyway. So the only person that you would probably bring in, and it's probably only for NXT, would be Gabe Kidd.
But so AEW doesn't get a pick out of this? I'm talking about both, Manny, not just one. AEW's like, nah.
You know how we roll here.
Oh, dad beat dad, Manny.
I mean, AEW will probably take a crack at all of them.
Yeah. I mean, you already see that they kind of wanted to go after Gabe Kidd. He's going to be on Collision this Saturday, which I plan on skipping, but that's just me.
If I was WWE, I just let all 3 walk to the wayside. As Manny said, Zack Sabre Jr. ain't going back. Gabe Kidd, you already got Braun Breaker, so I don't know. And David Finlay.
What the hell is Braun Breaker doing Gabe Kidd? They are not the same person at all.
Honestly, Manny, the first time I saw Gabe Kidd was like a couple of weeks ago, and then I saw his vignette that they played that he's going to be on Collision, and that was a question I had for you guys when we get to Dynamite.
Oh, okay.
You're hosted. I'm keeping it
No,
short.
I didn't know if you were finished or not. I thought that's the package I saw on Dynamite. And it was a long, dramatic pause. So I can see WWE actually signing Dave Finlay because his dad works there. And, they very nepo over there.
Does Finlay still work for WWE?
His dad was all over LFG, by the way.
Yeah. I watched the LFG. I actually finished the episode.
It's good, isn't it?
It's a good show. It's a good
reality show.
Eric,
so I should watch it.
You should watch it. It's basically Food Network for wrestling.
Ooh.
And BJ's a dickhead.
Yeah, and playing Gordon Ramsay would be Bully Ray. And, just all the other people who are... David Simon would be, I guess, Undertaker or something. And
Okay.
Guy Fieri is Mickey James. I don't know. I couldn't think of anybody, okay?
Looking at David Finlay from this one picture that I see right here, I can see him in WWE. So that would be the one I think WWE would go after.
Yeah, but to me, I would rather have Lexus King. He's a better wrestler than Lexus King, but Lexus King may have better personality. So, and they're very similar in build and size. So I was like,
Okay.
Only reason I
That's
can
why
see him going there is a Nepo. It's a Nepo hire.
That's why I say I think they can just let them both, all three of them, just walk away, let them stay in New Japan or go to AEW. I just don't think that they're going to move the needle.
My question would be, would you take those three, or would you go at the Miro and Malachi Alistair situation?
I would let those walk away too. I just don't. I
agree.
I don't think that they need anything more on their roster because they already have an abundance of talent.
They have an abundance, and they're having people coming from the outside. Manny, what say you? The Malachi Rusev, yeah.
I wouldn't bring it. There's no point bringing them back. Like, where are you going to put them on the roster? Like, they're just about putting 4 or 5 matches on each show these weeks. Where are you going to put them on? Where are you going to put them on the show without people going, without other people losing out, or they just there for the sake of it? There's no point bringing them back unless you got a plan, and I don't think they have a plan for them.
Yeah, my whole thing is like you don't just sign people just to sign them from to stay at home. You need to have a purpose for people, especially if they're an older established star. It's like it's one thing to sign your talent from the performance thing and you pick up and you have them on your LFG and stuff like that, and they might become a star. But like of all the 3 names that you mentioned, I feel like WWE have people in their development that can fill the roles that they already have. So why go older when you can stay younger? That's just how I look at it.
And then you've also got a question. They've also just announced 2 new belts, the men's and women's NIL belts, which will be defended on the Indies. They won't actually show up on the main rosters or.
It bet not, Manny. Oh, you like a racist dog? I see belts.
When you've got people coming in from NIL too, there's no point, or not NIL, the WWE ID belts. You got people coming in from that as well. There's no point bringing extra talent in. Rusev ain't gonna move any more numbers than he already has. Alistair Black ain't gonna do anything anymore. They're both they've reached their peak. They've both peaked.
So back to the question ahead, Manny. You're taking the Zack Sabre Jr., Gabe Kidd, and Dave Finlay over the other old dogs that they could bring in.
I would.
Or you're on a neither as Eric.
If I'm WWE, I would, but I feel like they're more suited to AEW style, where they can just go do the thing and then do whatever they want.
There's only one.
He make it sound like wild kids.
There's only
do whatever we want.
There's only one free agent that I think WWE should even consider if that person ever becomes a free agent, and that is Kenny Omega. I think that's the only person that you would sign because that's something that you've never tapped into. And I feel like that's only everybody else can kind of stay where they're at, in my opinion.
No, I'll take MJF. If he became a free agent.
I would, but I'm not paying top dollar for him anymore. I think his value has decreased.
Yeah.
Like the sad part about MJF is that in his head he would probably go straight to the roster, but I think he's NXT bound personally.
No, he goes straight to the roster.
I don't know.
There's no way. Yeah,
I'm not that big on MJF. That's just me. Sorry.
He's had a rough year.
No, I think he'll get main roster, but I think he's a LA Knight type talent.
Yeah, that
LA Knight type talent. Hold on.
Yeah.
Anyway. You know what? I'm not going to allow that slander to go to MJF. Yes, he's having a bad time, but I'm not calling him LA Knight. Jesus. For Jesus. So let's jump into Dynamite. We said we're going to have a short show today, so we started off with the first 10 minutes of banter. And the show starts off with MJF coming out in a suit that he said was more expensive than your house. Which I'm really upset about. I don't know why that upset me. Me slumming it up. Going being a thousandaire, talk about his house. He comes out with, and he starts talking about all his accomplishments. The crowd chants, "Shut the fuck up." Hangman comes out. They start cheering for Hangman. Hangman declares MJF already has a Hall of Fame career. This says MJF won everything except the love of the fans. MJF lashes out. MJF tells Hanger, as I put it, to shut his mouth. Goes over all the dastardly deeds and says he should not be the main character. The crowd disagrees. MJF then asks Hangman, does he love himself? Which is very deep. And Hangman screams at MJF when he brought up the name Christopher Daniels, declared Daniels a real man and died an honorable death. Did not know he died. Did not know his Christopher Daniels died.
And then he showed up from the death. He was resurrected in the ring to stop him.
Yeah, I mean, I can go over all these details of this. They go over and talk about he's a child. MJF eventually spits in Hangman's face. Hangman goes after him. There's a pull apart. Hangman decides to beat up security guards, as you do in a wrestling show if they're around. And then Christopher Daniels, who's dead, came out there and was like, "Nah, man, nah, this ain't the way. You run so much.
You know about yourself."
Yeah, you know about yourself. So, Eric, I throw to you. What did you think of this opening segment?
I mean, overall, I thought both performers had very good energy in the situation. I mean, they're both really bad guys. I mean, I know the fact that we're trying to change Hangman to be a face, but like when MJF pointed out everything that this man has done, I mean, he burnt the man's house down. It's just one of those things. It's a stretch, but I understand in professional wrestling, we have to stretch our areas of belief. And for AEW's sake, this was a positive segment. I'm okay with it.
Oh, I'm glad you're okay with it. I'm glad you approved. And it's now to air across the world. Manny, what say you about the segment?
Segment of the night. Nothing else on this show would compare to this. They started off with good energy. It was like they were doing the past couple of weeks. They were literally doing nothing with these two. MJF was feuding with Jeff Jarrett and Dustin Rhodes.
They were going around each other. Yeah, they were going around each other.
Hangman was just kind of floating about, fighting an old dude of Christopher Daniels and mourning the loss of the man he killed. So it was a good change, and it brought good energy. So it was a good segment. It was a great segment for me on a Dynamite that was kind of largely just that.
Yeah, I thought it was a really good segment, and I agree with Manny. This was the segment of the night, and this was a lot of positive vibes. I think that, even though they have both of these men have done dastardly deeds, as you would say, and have done some evil in this world, more Hangman probably than MJF.
Well, Hangman.
Yeah, who burned down a man's house. I think it's the right move to turn them face because they're going to, I think the problem with AEW, the main problem, as I go into a very big thing here, I think the fans are the problem. If they just play along sometimes of who's the heel and who's the face and don't go every other week they cheer this person or don't react to this person, maybe we get some consistent character moments or something. But I blame the fans for the inconsistent storytelling of these people's characters. But it was fine. What did you guys think of the stage? The setup this week?
I hate it.
Different.
It's whatever.
I hate it.
I mean, I'm not trying to look at the wrapping paper. I'm trying to look at what's inside the present, and like a lot of stuff that's going on inside my gift at AEW Gaming this week. I'm just trying to figure it out what's going on, man. I'm just trying to figure out what's going on.
Did you care about Small Ringgate, Eric?
No, I heard about you guys talk about it. I like the thing about it. It's like people decide what they want to spend money on. If he didn't want to ship his ring or he didn't want to procure, that just tells you that he might not know that much about wrestling in the business of it, and he needs to have more people around him because he should have had a ring secured.
The point is, the only people that should be complaining about it is possibly just the talent.
Yeah.
The fans have no business complaining about this or going at each other like going over the ring.
Wait. Fans are going at each other. Yeah.
The fans are upset about the ring.
Really?
But it should be only people that should be upset is the wrestlers because it's about their safety and whatever they were comfortable in.
Wrestling fans are some of the most entitled fans in all sports. I don't understand why, but they feel like they want to know everything and they get upset when they're not surprised. I'm like, how can you have it both ways?
Yeah, let me make it worse for you, Eric. I don't even think it's the Australian fans complaining about it because I don't even think the hell of them people notice. It's the American fans who weren't there complaining about the size of the ring and the way it looked on TV.
That makes sense. But Marcus, continue with the show. I don't want to be blamed for making the show go long.
We get a video package recapping all of AEW Grand Slam. Roddy Strode says something in a promo, facing his Orange Cassidy match, which I didn't think was going to be the main event. Turns out it's the main event. I'm really disgusted by this. The second match, trios match, the Patriarchy versus the Ops, which stars Samoa Joe, Hook, and Shibata. And Eric, go ahead.
I'm just gonna keep this sweet. I could give a damn about the Ops. I could just get it down.
It's
I
up.
agree, that's a strike. But my whole issue that I have with the situation is that Christian Cage is walking around with the perceivable Money in the Bank. They are doing nothing to make Christian seem like a viable contender whenever he decides to cash in his contract. It's like you're muddling with these useless characters, and like, yes, that's all I have to say. Like, this is bad. This is bad.
So you don't believe what I think is going to happen?
What?
Edge is going to win the AEW World Title, take out the briefcase, and Christian's going to cash it in on him.
Yeah.
Oh. But like for me though, like honestly, we've been there, we've done that. Like I don't know.
But do we live in a world where Christian should be world champion though?
And let's be honest, Hook should be released. He hasn't got any better. Like it just I used to like Hook, but it was like Shibata is like injured goods.
Shibata.
And and Samoa Joe is Samoa Joe. Like you're caught up with the nostalgia of Samoa Joe, but like I think you've beaten that horse as much as you could, and he needs to be a backstage agent. Maybe he can consult with Tony to help things go along. That's all I gotta say.
Okay. Benny, anything else to add about the ops and what you call them?
It didn't need to happen.
Manny's
It
hatred
really
for
did not
6-man
need to happen.
tags.
It really
Not a
did
good
not
week
need
to be Manny. You Manny saying it 3 times in the mirror does not make it disappear. You're clicking your heels like it's the Wizard of Oz. There's no place like home. Nigga, this did not need to happen. But it happened. It happened. All right, the next match was Hobbs versus Big Bill. This was a street fight that became a last man standing match, I guess. I don't know how we got here. It ends with the Big Bill going through barbed wire tables, and then, here's what happened. He got slammed through the barbed wire table, but what I saw was he went to the table and then started wrapping himself in the barbed wire so he couldn't get up. That's what kind of looked like it happened. Hobbs wins. Manny, what did you think of the street fight, last man standing, whatever they called it?
It kind of just was there. Like I didn't really feel the heat for this match to even gravitate to this level of like whatever this match was supposed to end in.
Eric,
well,
you
know,
love
I don't
blood
like
and barbed wire.
I can't stand these type of matches, and I agree with Manny. These guys just didn't have that type of heat. Like I know you were trying to build up a story, and I actually thought that Big Bill clipped Powerhouse Hobb with the wrench. I was like, I think he caught him, but I wasn't sure. But it was just one of those things where it's like I get it. There's an audience that enjoys this, and I'm pretty sure that they were happy about this. But I mean, like this to me, this match makes sense for Hangman and Swerve. Hobbs and Big Bill, no, just doesn't.
My favorite segment of this match wasn't Big Bill wrapping himself in barbed wire, though. It was Powerhouse Hobbs hits Big Bill with the backpack full of bricks. My favorite moment of it, him opening up the backpack, revealing that there are bricks in there. Like, I just don't understand why he had to do that. Who was he proving that to? Like, no, I legit hit him with something, guys. I thought the blow was unnecessary. I think both men are going back to obscurity. This win means nothing. Both of them are far away from any title victories. And considering there are 700 different titles, it doesn't matter.
No, that's true.
Anyway, this is my second favorite segment of the night. Timeless Tony Storm comes out, talks about her small package, and says she's willing to take on all comers. And it was a very different promo of talking about her small package. It was a lot of innuendos in it. But whatever it was, yes, loads of it. I enjoyed it for what it was.
I thought it was a good reset. It's a good reset to reestablish the women's champion, and now we have to wait to find out who challenges for her title. I mean, overall,
this was going to be Nyla Rose.
No, Manny, I'm tired. I'm tired.
You go through the circle. You do the circle.
No, Manny. See,
you gotta go through Sheeta.
This is my issue with the AEW, that they all have. Okay, we have the MJF list of what we gonna have happen, and then we have the women's title list. So I don't want to see Nyla Rose get a title shot she does not deserve. I don't need that, nor do I want it.
So my prediction as well is similar to Ray's. We go through the cycle.
Oh,
she's gonna get Sheeta. She's gonna get Nyla Rose. Probably get Serena Deeb in there. It's going to all lead up to her versus Megan Bain, who's going to lose, and then we never hear from Megan Bain again. That's
Which
just
is
the way
sad,
it works.
because I
That's
feel
just the cycle. That's the cycle we're on.
Something about Megan Bain stands out, and I'm not really sure what it is. I don't know if it's the tan or what.
Size, tits.
It's the
No,
tan.
I think it's the tan.
It's a combination. It's the large size, the giant tan, the giant tiara she wears.
Yeah, like as I was telling Marcus before, I feel like she should be in a faction with Queen Amidala because they both have that level of royalty. It would be so much better than being with Penelope Cruz, who is useless. Like
It's Penelope
useless.
Ford, and being with Penelope Cruz would not be useless.
Oh, that's true. Sorry, Penelope Ford.
If you're in a relationship with Penelope Cruz and it's useless, you are not using Penelope Cruz correctly.
Let me just point out that that's the fact that Penelope Ford has been off of TV for so long. I forgot she was even employed, and then what? This is your show, so I'm going to
She's
wait.
been on TV. Hold on, she's been on TV the past 2 months,
And it hasn't been memorable at all. Her and her husband Kit.
Cute.
Cute.
Willow cuts promo backstage, and Willow takes away any strike I may have given on the show for saying this, because she said, "Renee, your husband is running around here like a damn fool." I don't remember the exact words in typing, but she called Renee out on her bullshit. You back here smiling at me when your husband had me choked out last week. And then, moments after she says this, she gets attacked again by Marina Shafir. And the mock stuff begins.
Yeah, but Marcus, before we get to the mock stuff, my question I have for you. We did get the Gabe Kidd video package and stuff like that. He's going to be from Collision. My question for you, is Collision the new A show, or are they just trying to sprinkle stuff on Collision to make people watch it? Because I feel like if Gabe Kidd is as big as he said, he should be debuting on Dynamite, in my opinion. Like, Dynamite is your...
He's not as big as people think he is. He's no Will Ospreay.
No, he's not Omega Ospreay or anything like that. He's not Zack Sabre Jr.
Okay. Well,
or
Willow getting beat up
way back when. But
Willow being handled by Marina.
But Collision's the B show. And but it feels like an extended edition of Rampage, even though they are trying to put more stuff on there that is watchable and has continuity. They do refer to Collision now from Dynamite. What are you gonna say, Eric?
Oh, I'm just gonna talk about. I just don't give a damn about Mox. I just don't care. This whole situation with Switchblade, Edge. It's like it's too complicated for its own good. Like it's like you literally have to look at a screen with all the red lines and push pins to understand how everything is going on with this situation. And if your theory is correct that one random green push pin is gonna come in known as Christian Cage to cost the title, it's like they had on paper, it was a solid idea, but they just don't know how to keep it simple. Keep it simple, stupid. That's all you have to do. That's all I think.
Manny, what say you about this segment?
I didn't care about the segment, Marcus, at all. Because the only segment I care about is a new segment on the show.
Okay, before we go into the segment, let me give my opinion, Manny. Quick, I should have saved it because I knew you were going to your attacks. Manny was going to his attacks. Manny Attacks America is what we should call this segment. And Marcus agrees with it. So what? You can be Vladimir Putin, Manny. I can be Donald Trump. Let's let it go. Or Zelensky is that case, Eric. You can be Zelensky. We don't know which one of you are
I
evil
get blamed for starting a war that I'm just protecting my people from?
You goddamn right. You son of a bitch, you dictator. You bastard. Anyway, my favorite thing about this segment, as you know, this as is happening, and Mox is all out there. He's carrying on and he's saying things I don't know what he's obviously talking about. But then it caught my attention. He stole Roman Reigns' promo. He stole Roman Reigns off the mic promo into the camera. This is my microphone. This is my ring. Oh, yeah. These are my people. That's my camera. This is my show and all that. When he said that, I was like, you can't steal that from the tribal chief. Put my finger up in the air, then whip my finger forward. Because you can't rip off that promo. Because that's Roman Reigns' best promo. That's like taking Austin 316 to me. It's ridiculous. Anyway, brawl ensues. Jay White comes out there. It's like, ha ha ha. Then Edge comes out there. He's like, oh. And then they start brawling through the crowd. And now Manny Attacks America. Oh.
I have a question for you. And this is does Mox feuding with Edge make Mox look more washed up than what he is? Because like,
you mean Cope?
I'm sorry. Cope. Because I felt that before this whole feud started, like I would look at Mox at one of the pillars of the company. But since he's had the title and now this feud I just feel like, dude, just get off my screen. Like, stop.
It hasn't went anywhere. It just has the story hasn't really went anywhere. It has I would say it has very much Wyatt 6 versus Karrion Kross all over it.
Ooh, that's that. Marcus, I smell what you're cooking. I do.
It's very accurate too. I feel like that's a very accurate statement. Mercedes is interviewed by Renee. I can't even finish.
No, this is second
Manny,
strike.
Can you strike it? Can you strike it for me? Can you put the strike? Because I don't want to see Mercedes. I want to see Harlan Cameron's Mercedes puppet. That's what I want to see. That's where the money's at. Fuck Mercedes.
Manny, are you at fuck Mercedes and move on with the segment?
Yeah, move on.
All right, Mercedes is interviewed by Renee. Bobo is challenging her. She says, "I told you no surprises."
What
Segment
part of
ends.
move? Oh, you still talked about it.
That was half the segment. I'm going through my notes, okay? I have to go through my notes, all right? I got to go all the way to the top. Otherwise, I'm going to lose my spot. Okay? You want me to lose my spot, damn it? Statlander versus Megan Payne. Penelope Ford interferes in the match, calls Stat the match. She then attacks her. Thunder Rosa makes the save, I think. So confused by everything that happened in this. Strike for everybody. Maybe go ahead.
That was the worst save of professional wrestling in all the years of professional wrestling.
I don't know what I saw. I don't know.
You want to hold the chair?
You forgot
That's
how to
literally
do
an
it.
accurate depiction. That's an accurate depiction of. I'm gonna swing it. I'm gonna swing it. Put that forward. No, you won't, bitch. Oh yeah.
Do you
All
want
right, you got me. And then
wanna
throw
hold
the chair at him. And then throw the chair at him. I have no idea what I watched right there. What was that?
Manny, I think you're making a point, though. Sorry.
I wasn't.
Okay.
No, man, he's just holding his jaw. But
No,
absolutely ridiculous.
Megan has a look, though. If they handle her right, she could be a star. I just think that this segment, though, after what Thunder Rosa and Penelope did, just kind of really lessened my being impressed with her. Once again, they could have kept it simple. She could have just beat Chris Statlander and just walked away. That's all she had to do.
Moving to a Max Caster interview by Renee, said he's an open challenge still open for Collision. Ricochet then comes out with the embassy robe. He says Arizona is a poor man's Vegas. Like Tevin Durant, he's trying to leave this poor ass town. Rico then says he beat all his favorite asses. He said he's here to win gold. He will not just be another name on the roster. He said in 2025 he will be a champion here at AEW. Swerve's music plays and Prince Nana comes out. He starts selling the robe and talking about how this robe and his legacy is all a lie here. And Ricochet wearing the robe is something that does not belong to him. He says the robe represents pride, integrity, and honor. Ricochet said if he wants the robe back, take it. Then says you're not getting the robe back.
I mean, this is the best Ricochet promo ever.
Best Ricochet promo ever. Is it a great promo? No. Best Ricochet promo he's cut.
Yeah, I agree. I think Ricochet has improved in the microphone, and I like that he's not wrestling these days on Dynamite. That it's just more talking. That's the issue with Ricochet. It was the main issue. Can this person be a character?
But I think the thing about Ricochet, what really helped in this situation, is not the words that he said, the presentation that he presented himself at. He walked out there looking like that he was worth $1 million. Like literally walking in Prince Nana's robe, his glasses and stuff like that. Like he's really buying into this. Will it go anywhere? I don't know. He might disappear like the Hurt Business. I don't know where the hell they at. I mean, they are the tag champs.
They can either be in Australia or they're still on Shad Khan's yacht. I don't know what they're doing, but they also could just be out there hurting people, as they claim.
I'm sorry, they're the Hurt Syndicate. My bad.
Yeah.
The main event could just Marcus. We could just move over to NXT.
Yeah, I was about to just skip over that. Main event: Orange Cassidy, Roddy Strong. Orange goes to the side as Marcus looks in confusion. There has to be another segment after this. There is not. Orange Cassidy wins with the orange punch. Callis family comes out. They make an attack. Kenny Omega makes the save. End of the segment. They hold the titles up. Yada yada yada.
I just didn't like the whole idea. Like, you know, Omega's arguably one of your top 3 stars on the company. Like the fact that he had to show up in the overrun to save Cassidy and then look at the international title. I'm like, there's an AEW title that ain't been saved. Go and save that, Kenny. Forget about this Don Callis stuff. Like, that bothers me.
Well, the main issue is the titles are a dime a dozen. Everybody's talking about I want to win gold, but honestly, which gold is the best gold to win? And it's all nonsense. The international title is nonsense.
With 85 different titles.
Okada's hiding his title. I ain't seen him in a while.
Wait, what title is
He was at Grand Slam. He's the international champion. He's the one who they were fighting for, Eric.
Oh,
No,
really?
he's the Continental champion.
Yeah, that's the one they were fighting for.
No, they're fighting for the international one. That's
Yeah,
the
they're
one.
fighting for the national, Marcus.
Who's
the
that
one
one?
Orange Cassidy made famous.
Oh shit! Did I got my times mixed? I thought this was the fight Okada.
No, this
This
is
is
the
the fight.
fight.
Oh, it's Takeshita, huh?
Yeah.
Takeshita.
Can we just move to NXT so we talk about True Love? Because, man,
I will. Hold on. You're not running the show, sir. You're not running the show. You're not running the show. Manny, talk about your fans.
oh.
I don't know which one is worse, the left or the right.
Oh, the right. He has the Dodger hat on. It makes me sick. I hope it's a Kansas City Chief hat. Really hope it.
But where's his neck?
It's under his shit.
Where's the neck?
It's just really. It's just, again, we do this because we plead the fan base to try better. I mean, you got that fake Ted Lasso checking out Edge back there. There's just a lot going on here. We can do better as wrestling fans. We can do better.
Oh, so the person on the right was my candidate of worst fan of the week. But Marcus has this guy.
Edge ate one of this man's nachos, and I think Edge needs to go to a doctor and get himself checked out. This man does not look healthy at all. Everything about him looks wrong. People of Arizona, watch out. I would say they smell worse than the Gunther people. What do you think?
Oh yeah, that guy definitely smelled worse than that guy.
I still hear that guy's breath. Salami. Anyway, let's move to some positive moments of the
As you
week.
guys say, I decided to be the saint in this situation and not participate in this segment.
You didn't participate because there wasn't a woman to attack.
Oh,
I haven't attacked a woman in 2 weeks.
well, it's going to be hard not to attack women because we're about to talk about NXT, where women run wild. The show begins with Vengeance Day highlight. Oba is interrupted by the X Division champion. Moose shows up there to a surprise appearance. So when this happened, this was a Tuesday night. I was not available. I was at Universal Studios, and all of a sudden, I come home
Universal
unspoiled, and I go,
Studios,
"Moose is here." Yeah. Fuck you.
I like
You could have called me earlier that day.
I tried. It went straight to voicemail.
You called me when I was already gone.
No, I didn't. I called you. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna.
it's 3 p.m. I was already there. This place
I
was
wouldn't
sick.
have butterbeer.
Anyway, I'm not talking about our divorce on live television, Eric. I'm not talking about Anyway, he says, they go back and forth, and basically, long story short, Moose tells Oba this has to happen. This is inevitable. We have to figure out who the real ruler is, who's the better. Moose was old looking, and I feel like compared to Oba, but I don't know how they were going to go. I'm assuming Oba wins this if they do fight.
Yeah.
Eric, what's that?
I was actually shocked that they were
in the Shante Classic.
I thought they were. I was actually shocked that they were feuding with each other. I thought
You
at
didn't even pay
first that
attention to what you said.
Moose was gonna come out and offer, Oba a hand as his fellow Nigerian was attacked by those rabid dogs in NXT. But instead, we're gonna fight. I mean, I think people will be excited for it, but I just don't know if we need this personally.
What do you mean?
You don't know if you need this. I know who do need it.
TNA.
No, the Sharpie Wife. This is the Sharpie Wife Classic that's gonna happen, and you're gonna you need to take her to this event in Las Vegas when it happens at Stand and Deliver.
I'm not
if
going
it
to
happens
Las
there.
Vegas because I already committed to doing a live watch along with Manny.
Yeah, you may not go, but your wife might.
Well, maybe. Remember,
And Eric will be sat in the cup chair.
Yeah, and you'll be in the cut chair as they stand and deliver.
remember, she is through with Oba because of his woman comment, and
That's
she
been a long
admitted
time.
that Moose looked old. The WWE lights really pointed out his flaws.
I don't know, Eric, man. That man come walking. He's like, dun, dun, have, dun, 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 dun.
And then Moose get the boosting. Moose get the boosting there. He gets the tugging. He get the tugging. He may get you. Anyway, That segment ends. We're now in the triple threat match for a number one contender for the North American Championship. Carmen Petrovich, if that's her real name, versus Jada Parker versus Kalani Jordan. Petrovich wins after Ashanti the Adonis after Jada Parker over-celebrates and disappears on camera. Ashanti the Adonis just pin her because I don't know what she's doing over there. Petrovich wins. Jada goes, what? And I go, what the hell?
This was the blackest cookout moment I seen on TV in my life. Someone doing something at the family reunion that went so well. The next thing you know, the black man with the white woman come in there and put some raisins in the potato salads and steal all the victory. I mean, This was everything I needed in this storyline. And you know who was this really useless in this? Kalani. Kalani was his collateral waste because
what do you mean?
Kalani's good in the ring, but she's like mellow. She has nothing else after that. I just don't know if they could really. I don't know if she can ascend to the next level. Jada took her spot.
What do you think of this triple threats?
Oh, well, it's exactly how I told you it would happen. It's exactly
how I don't care if you're right. I knew you know you're right. Whatever.
Manny Damas, right here. Manny Damas.
Manny Damas.
It was just this was too predictable because obviously, Jada and what's her name?
Kalani.
Kalani have a match themselves coming up. So
and wouldn't you also believe that for me, I would think the momentum that Jada has, that she wouldn't be going after Stephanie's title, that she would be going after Julia's title more. And like Stephanie does need a good win, and I think Carmen is a good win that she's going to get next week. I mean, I just can't not imagine any type of upset happening next week where Stephanie drops the title to Carmen. Just don't see it happening.
Well, Stephanie's trying to become champ though. As she teased at the end of Vengeance Day when she came out on Julie and was like, nah, bitch, I ain't done.
Yeah,
I'm taking this all over.
Better in the works in that.
Yeah, so she's taking over the whole world. So next week, Petrovich takes this easy loss to Stephanie Becaire, and she moves on to bigger and better things. The Angelo family, Manny's group, is in the back. Stack said it's time to step up. He said other stuff, but I kind of cut all that.
That's fine. That's all you need.
The Meta Girls versus Soul Roka and Zarya. This was a match. I thought it was a solid match.
It's a solid match, but do you guys feel like a Soul Roka being put into this tag with Zarya might be something that could hinder her career? Because I think Soul Roka has really I think she's made a lot of strides. You know, like she has surpassed Kalani in my eyes. Like I think she can talk a little bit, and she's really good in the ring. And I feel like being tied down with Zarya and having this buddy situation, I just don't think is necessary. I was also disappointed to see Lash and Jakari losing.
Where else are you going to put her on the show? There's nowhere else you're going to put her on the show at the moment.
They got to cut. They got to cut some people. Soul could have easily been Petrovic. I'm just saying, could have been.
Nah, because you don't want Soul taking those losses. Petrovic's going to take that loss, Eric. She's just there to take the loss. To give Stephanie a title victory before she goes and do other stuff. I think this pairing, I think they have to have it make sense. They're going to go out to the women's tag team title anyway. They're going to, fight main roster people. If that's the case, if they do fight and win these titles from Bianca Belair and Naomi or Jade Cargill, depending on that situation. And I think and they want to give all their big three women that they signed all belts, I believe. I think Julia's going to have a belt, Stephanie's going to have a belt, and then Zarya's going to have the tag belt. Anyway, an unnamed man has a contract signed and coming to the ring. This unnamed man is interrupted by all ego Ethan Page. Javon then attacks Ethan Page. Wesley brings his short ass out here after being disrespected in the back after he got the babyface treatment where Sarah, I forget her name, Schreiber?
Yeah,
Schreiber.
Sarah Schreiber was interviewing Wesley, Tyreek, and Tyson and then saw Ricky Starks, the unnamed man, ran over to him instead, and they were just in the back going, you can't do this. Anyway, just let him out to the ring. Shit talking goes back and forth. Essentially, that's how it ends. He just challenges Wesley to a match. Lee attacks him. Ricky signs the contract, and he's now Ricky Saints. Manny, what do you think of the name, Mr. Saints, come marching in?
I don't really care. I mean, I don't really care. The name doesn't change the man. A lot of the time, like, some people are going to be annoyed by it, but like the name doesn't really change the man.
Manny is showing maturity. Eric, what say you?
All right, so first of all, shout out to Kathy Kelly, who was good on Monday Night Raw. That's all I'm gonna leave at that. But this was my
I
favorite.
don't even want to know. Oh,
This is my favorite
Jesus.
moment of NXT. I like to call this the PBS segment of NXT. The petty black shit, because this whole thing of Wesley being upset that his interview was interrupted because Ricky was walking by. I hate to let Wes know, Ricky, who we didn't know what his name was at the time, was the draw. So she had to do her job and go try to interview the main draw. Overall, I thought it was a good segment. I thought it was I agree with Manny. His name doesn't matter. Everybody knows who he is. I think it's kind of cool that he's paying homage to his home of New Orleans. I want a brass band. Like the name is whatever. But, overall, it was a solid segment for what it was worth. I mean...
Yeah, again, name changes don't matter. Like, it just showed, if I keep calling you Starks, that means you ain't made a name for yourself in the new brand. The same thing with Malachi / Aleister Black. When I call you Aleister Black, that means you ain't done shit as Malachi or Rusev. At least Miro, I start calling him Miro. Yeah. Like, so, and then, people will get up and roar with these names. But they fall in line, like they always do, and start calling Tyler Black Seth Rollins or Walter Gunther. They will fall in line if it works out.
I think we do need to talk about this because Thunder Rose in her chair was mentioned. We need to talk about Ashanti being useless while his woman was being beat.
Oh, yeah, I did have that. That's why I skipped over time.
I mean, the fact that he could have covered her with his body, but he just stood there like,
why?
What's going on?
No, he could have just been a man. He could have been a man and just went like this.
Push him out the way.
Nice little grab, pull one of them out the way. But no, he's a little bitch.
Manny, I could not stand there if I saw Shantae being jumped by 3 women. I just got to step in and do something.
I'm being perfectly honest. I think Shantae can handle herself.
I get that. But the thing is a point where sometimes you might have to jump in and cut a heifer. You just
you're just gonna come in there and look like you helped.
Hey,
I think he'll throw a few over.
Sometimes it's better to look like you help instead of have to deal with we're gonna have to deal with next week. What we're gonna have to. This is the rise of their breakup. Like, why you didn't help me? Why you didn't help me? You saw I was getting jumped. He's like, well, baby, I was calling. Like, this is a segment I can't wait for next week on NXT. You know what's happening.
Fracture is in the back and they're getting interviewed. They are interrupted by the No Quarter Catch crew. They challenge the No Quarter Catch crew challenge the Hardy Boys for next week. And I go, damn it, WWE, this is bullshit.
And Miles should never talk again. I don't know what Miles.
No. He reminds me of Jack Swagger.
Yeah, I was like, oh, you sound like that. I was like, okay.
You can't pick on him for that.
So it's
Fracture. Oh yeah, you're right.
Is Fracture in the Hardy Boys the match that we wanted to see if the Hardy Boys are making the jump?
No, it's not the Fracture of the Hardy Boys. Don't call the Catch Crew fight the Hardy Boys.
I'm sorry. Is this the match that you want to see if the Hardy Boys are making the jump?
Because the No Quarter Catch Crew can take a loss. It doesn't matter. And all you're using the Hardy Boys is for Jeff to pop a rating.
That's true.
I don't understand why they stacked the Cincinnati show like this. Like they're throwing out all types of matches because Moose is in the back and he's also challenged by your boy Lexus King. Is this good Lexus King or bad Lexus King going for the X Division title as well?
I mean, you got to shoot your shot. Go ahead, Lexus. Do what you got to do. I mean, it's going to be in Cincinnati. You'll face your daddy made famous. And
I never lost.
Just like you said, Marcus, how the No Quarter Catch Crew can take a loss, so can Lexus. Lexus can lose. I mean,
this is an easy win for Moose. Easy win for Moose. It looks like he beat a credible opponent, but essentially he's beating Carmen Petrovich as well.
So, Marcus, I have a question. Is the next match that took place in the cage, or whatever, Channing Stats and Sean Spears, the equivalent of the main event for AEW, Roger Strong versus Orange Cassidy? Because I don't think I cared about this.
That's the equivalent to that is Andre Chase versus Eddie Thorpe. Sean Spears versus Stacks Lorenzo. Sean Spears versus Stacks Lorenzo. Spears wins.
Yeah. Now, Marcus, wait a minute. You trying to tell me
Anything to add for this?
No, you trying to tell me Andre Chase and Eddie Thorpe didn't give you the goosebumps? I'm like, this is useless NXT shit that I enjoy for whatever reason. He lost the match because he couldn't do his Chase U chant. he was confused, and Booker T's commentary.
We're not even on that match yet. We're on Sean Spears and Stack. You tell Mark, you're gonna forget to tell me. I was like, I didn't even get to talk about this one.
Oh,
you jumped ahead.
Sorry, just because that was the commentary. It was so
It ain't
amazing.
your
Okay,
show.
go ahead.
Remember that.
Anyway, Andre Chase versus Eddie Thorpe, aka TJ Tatanka. Tori, the main pop out, Corey, he talks about his creepy teacher, Mr. T, who used to hang around all the kids. Which I was like, what? Then Booker starts laughing in the middle of that story. Says, "No, I'm laughing about Andre Chase's shoes, which were hideous. His Temu Jordans, which everybody started making fun of."
And then it's not about his outfits.
The Chase U crowd shows up again. I think I forget the Uriah. I had the name somewhere on the top of the notes when they were talking earlier, but whatever. They appear. Andre can't do his chant, as Eric says. And the match ends with Eddie Thorpe getting a win over Chase U, or Andre Chase.
I know Native Americans have had a rough period, but I just need Eddie Thorpe to be released. Sorry, I just can't do nothing.
Why? What's your beef with Eddie Thorpe? This is best work.
It is, but I don't know. Trick is being held back by this man.
Not really, because Trick shows up on the Tron. In the shadows, he talks. He makes threats. He disappears.
Yeah, I mean, I just like, okay.
Example, he should be released. He's basically becoming Karrion Kross. In the early days of Karrion Kross, where he was just an entrance.
Yes, it's just like, oh, okay. Yeah, that's basically what Trick is. I don't know what he's doing in these shadows. But I guess it's going to pay off eventually. I don't know. I guess he's going to a darker place. But if he really wants to beat Eddie Thorpe, you got to talk in front of a flame. Because that's what that man does. He talks about a flame.
It's not a flame. It's a bucket. It's a barrel that's set on fire. I don't know why.
It's a bonfire. He uses nature. That man's
He's not only speaking to you on tape. He's sending out smoke signals too.
Personally, I need to hire Dijak on a one-day contract to end Eddie Thorpe again, just for having a tape recorder.
Also in the back, I skipped this earlier. The tag team division was attacked by the unknown group. I'm just going to say Dialytics and
There was no evidence yet. There was no evidence yet.
Yeah, it's clearly them.
Mr. Saints was like, "Ooh, it's crazy back here." Shit.
It's crazy back here. Hey,
he just told the Black Force one and was like, "It's crazy here."
Anyway, Mr. Saints is back there with Ava. They're walking in the back. Ethan Page confronts him. Wesley shows up. Javon shows up. Ladies and gentlemen, a tag team match player is booked for next week.
In Cincinnati.
Again, next week seems like an overly stacked show with Moose for the X Division title, the Hardy Boys making their WWE return, and this tag match of Ricky Saints making his in-ring debut. They decided to stack next week. They may crack 1 million views next week just because Jeff Hardy's on the show.
I don't know.
They're always close. They've been close. They've been close in NXT apparently. They did 809. They've been doing 800 and 900. I think the goal is to pass 1 million at this point.
What I think I like about NXT.
Nah, we know that.
What I like about NXT though, it's really its own entity. They're doing their own thing. They're not dependent on what's going on the main roster. Mark, you got to read it. This is your job.
No, you're talking. I'm not going. We're just going to interrupt you. Go finish your sentence.
I was done.
Don't interrupt yourself.
When you put the thing up, that's how we normally do it.
I didn't put it up there.
Oh.
You can finish your sentence.
I finished it.
No, you didn't.
I don't have what it was anymore. Sorry.
Well, Jimmy goes, I was hoping Eddie Thorpe would go into some bit of Chase.
I don't believe Jimmy talks like that.
He's like,
that's Jimmy's voice for you.
Casino causing chaos.
Why does Jimmy sound like a sassy cafeteria worker? You want some days with that? Nah,
because you got a very sassy interpreter right now for you interrupting, making me like, read it. That's what you got. Anyway, the 6-woman tag main event, Grayson will win. It's really good. It's the Manny I Hate Classic. Maybe he likes women, so maybe he doesn't hate the 6-man tag as much. But these women, they have a solid match. It was a showcase of all of them. And it was a flex on the greatest women's division in the world, the NXT women.
For the record,
The show ends with Robert Stone's death and Ava going, "What's going on?"
The writing's on the wall, Ava. The
Yeah.
writing's on the wall, Ava.
For
She
the
can't
record,
read,
Shantae
man.
is not a fan of Jordan Grace's hairstyle. She wants her to go back to the crinkly blowout. She doesn't like the straight blonde. And
with the bangs.
she also said that Ava has lost weight and she's looking more feminine. That was Shantae's analysis from
Nah.
NXT.
Nah, Ava looks like a man just as much as Lash's face looks like a man.
Jesus.
Damn, man, I don't agree with that.
Manny is attacking the world. Man,
I'm
one
in pain,
white
the rest of the
privileged
world
dog,
could
and all of
be
a sudden
in pain.
attacked every black woman on the show.
Man, when I can't wait for Manny's tooth to be healed so he can be more friendlier. Remember, he was our friendly neighborhood Manny. Now
Yeah.
he's a dastardly.
He was doing it with optimism. He was doing it with hope. You were the hope, Manny. You were supposed to destroy yourself, not join them.
Now look, now Marcus, he gripped his jaw, so the voices are calling him again.
Super villain.
NXT was fun. I enjoyed NXT.
Yeah, I thought NXT had a lot of momentum, and this TNA relationship is just ridiculous. It's just a luxury of riches that no wrestling promotion should ever wield.
Are NXT people going to TNA though? Like anybody
would
good?
hope
Fraxium goes over there, and they went over there. Tatum Paxton's been over there. They throw
Yeah,
them over there.
but
Corey
I'm talking
Jade
about-
is involved in Providence storylines.
Can we send Eddie Thorpe over there? You think people would care?
We're getting rid of Eddie Thorpe.
Stop trying to get rid of Eddie Thorpe.
Man, they should send Trick over there. Trick versus Joe Hendry. I can see that.
Yeah,
Trick
he
can take that loss.
Yes, he can, but no.
Nah. Joe Hendry
not
too
doing that.
basic for Trick.
Who is Joe Hendry actually? Who is he feuding with right now in TNA? Does anybody know?
Nick,
Oh,
Nemeth?
Nemeth? Oh, okay.
I
All
think.
right.
Never boys.
Yeah, the Nimit Boys, if you want to call them that. But yeah, that concludes this week of the midweek wars of who won the week. Who you got? Let's not count SmackDown in this because it hasn't been seen, but I'm sure they're going to lose. But NXT beats Raw in my opinion too. Eric, what say you?
NXT was a fun show. Raw just like they don't know what they're doing with the Judgment Day. It's like a lot of stuff.
I think they know what they're doing. Dominic's about to take over that bitch.
Well, I don't know if I need that in my life, but
Dominic's about to become a main player, and I think that's the only person that can become the main player. He got to step up and become the man with the mustache.
I think my favorite moment is just the New Day trying to explain themselves, and they still can't explain themselves because the crowd just don't want to let them.
Hold on. Did you guys see Kofi Kingston
No. What he do this
on
time?
his Instagram?
No.
Heel Kofi Kingston is my favorite wrestling character of all time.
Well, we knew that.
Yes. On his Instagram, the man said he came with receipts and he's tired of you lazy fuckers coming at him. Because he brought up in his promo, he's been here longer than Rey Mysterio. The internet apparently went after him. He came back with receipts, numbers, and matches. He came back with time off. He came out with match length. He came out with matches.
Is this when he's in the blue hoodie?
Yeah, I don't remember the hoodie he wore, but he was talking his mustache. He came back with time spin. He talked about Ray's layoff time. People in the comments still come after him and talk about basic math, but he goes back and said, "You the fuckers I'm talking about. You're too lazy to do your own research." And goddamn it, Kofi Kingston is right, and people need to respect on his name.
Because you went on to
It's like 6 minutes.
Oh.
search using Wikipedia reference that makes you like a legitimate fact checker. Y'all think you know everything.
He's so angry.
He's angry as hell, and then he comes out with pure facts.
To dig in
And people still go after it in the comments. Just because Ray took time off. No, Kofi is saying he never left. Ray has left and left contract.
would be wrong. Like, y'all, these are the facts. Rey Mysterio debuted with WWE on July 24th.
You know, that's the problem with, I believe, the world today. People don't want to hear the facts. They're okay with the lie. Kofi out there had to tell them the facts. Shit.
Beat the brakes on that Bato so badly that he had to go.
Oh man, he called him a Vato too.
He called him Vato and said he beat the brakes
Eric.
off. Yeah, it's a long thing.
Look at your phone. I mean,
Yeah.
if we do that, it's called a watch along.
They're not saying he's 20-year vet and made me laugh also. It's a great stat. He
He
is.
debuted in that ladder match.
Oh.
He's technically right.
He's right. He's right. He debuted video packages before the ladder match, though, because Eddie had a secret that was following him in the park. Dominic Mysterio's a 20-year vet. You can't tell me differently. Is there anything else you gentlemen would like to bring up before we close the show?
No. I mean, NFG is a great show. Watch it.
It's good.
I mean, it's only one episode in, but like, it is a good show.
It's a good show. Manny already likes the best show I've ever seen. I'm like, Manny, it's been one episode.
No, because it's that guy going off the bully was like so funny to me.
Yeah. Talking about, I don't have to expect you come over here trying to bully everybody, like shaking hands and stuff. Like,
No, but it was the way Bully did. Bully, it was unnecessary. I'll shake your hand when.
yeah.
Who's
He's
even
being a dick. Yeah, he's being a dick. Shoot. Don't matter if you are in the Hall of Fame or two-time or whatever you got. Don't matter. Shit.
Are you guys watching Duke's interviews with himself?
I do. I'm on part 2. I didn't get to, if there's a part 3, I haven't seen it. Anyway, I guess that concludes our show today. We didn't do any introduction, so there's no reason for us to do a proper exit. I'm Lord Manny Hayes.
I'm Marcus, the grand finale.
Oh, look at you both want to beat me. I'm sorry, you can't. I'm Marcus, the grand finale. That's a
Yeah, but you wanted to be me. You wanted to be me.
Flowers and Sons. I took, yeah, but you know what? If you fell for my trap. You fell for my trap. All right. We'll see you guys.
Can you put better
Saturday,
cheese in your
right?
traps? Can you put better cheese in your traps?
No, I'll give you the shittiest cheese I got. I don't care if you are lactose intolerant.
Intolerance.
Intolerant.
I got both of those belly problems.
You lactose and intolerant.
That mean he can't wear flip flops?
He can't wear Crocs either because people will be like, something's wrong with that. Shout out to what's his name, Ball, for amputating his foot. May he rest well. What's his name? God damn it. Not Lonzo. LeVar. He took his foot, man. All right.
Didn't take his mouth, though.
Until you smell better than this guy, we see you next week on Saturday. Or
Marcus,
Saturday.
this week, Marcus, this week.
This week on Saturday.
This is why you can't host, man. You just all over the
I
place.
don't want to host. Okay? I don't want to host. I was told in the last minute that I had to host.
He told you 24 hours. He gave you
Last
notice.
minute. I was not prepared. I was came out here, do a little waka waka and walk away. Now I have to host and do work.
What the fuck is waka waka?
I have no idea.
God forbid you host one show like every 3 months.
God doesn't forbid I host one show once every 2 months.
I just want to point out the record that he's prolonging the end of the show, Manny. I'm not.
Well, fine.
Get the
then.
show.
I did.